Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After Season 9 Episode 3. You can't handle the truth. So we're just gonna get on into it. It was a boring episode, which I'm cool with it. I was cool with the boring, it's a little calm before the storms, but things will pick up in upcoming episodes. So I don't think this video is going to be too long. So first couple I want to talk is Tiger Lily and Adnan. So as we know, last week, Adnan arrived to America from Jordan and everything. By the way, I don't like, and I said this last week, I don't like how they're really going way back in time. Like they're like, because when we first met Tiger Lily and Adnan at the tell-all on the before the 90-day tell-all, obviously he was there at the tell-all in studio, and they've already had their baby and everything. Now we had a season of 90 Day Fiancé. Now we're on Happily Ever After, and they're back, and we're going way back and everything. They've had 4 months to film for Happily Ever After, like once he arrived, like after that tell-all basically. And so we're back to where Tiger Lily is pregnant and everything, and yeah. But anyway, I digress. So remember what happened last week? He drove and everything. They make it to their log cabin that they're going to be moving into and everything. Adnan, he sees the cabin. He was a little shocked at first because he said there was boxes everywhere and everything, and then but he said he loves it and everything. Then they went to a hotel because I guess that's where they're staying at a hotel until that cabin is ready to be moved into or whatever. And he walks into the hotel, and Tiger Lily is I ain't gonna blame her. She said it was the kids. She said the kids had a little party early in the day and forgot to clean up, but Tiger Lily said that she's not a clean person. Okay, I'm a little surprised about that for someone really bougie and everything like that. I'm kind of surprised she's not a clean person, but oh well. But when they were at the cabin, she did show him that $12,000 toilet that does like all kind of cool features and stuff and everything. And Adnan was pretty amused by it and stuff and everything. So then later, after relaxing and everything, I guess Adnan actually has a brother that lives in the United States. I guess he was living in Boston, and he moved down to Texas, and they met up with the brother and everything. And they talked about the converting for Tiger Lily to convert to Muslim, basically. And so Tiger Lily had mentioned, if I want to convert to Muslim, I want to do it for myself. I don't want to do it because he told me to and everything. Like, because if I convert because of him, it just doesn't feel right. And the brother said, you're right. I like your mindset, and that is true and everything. And it's just like, oh, I'm here for you, baby. I'm here for you, baby. I'm like, dude, shut up. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I said, I'm not a fan of neither one of them, really, especially Adnan and everything. But I did like Adnan's brother, So, like I said before, I know the Muslim men, have that control, but it's really, some are not, some are a little bit more excessive with it than others. Adnan is too controlling. His brother doesn't seem that bad and everything, but, oh well. So, yeah, that was Tiger Lily and Adnan. Next couple I want to talk is Darcy and Georgie. So Darcy and Georgie, they're getting ready to go to Bulgaria, and Darcy, is prepping, and she met up with her friend that's married to a Bulgarian man, basically, and the friend is just giving her warnings about how they dress, basically, and everything. And the friend said, she likes to wear crop tops and and everything, show some skin and everything. But like in Bulgaria, they're really like conservative and stuff and all that. So, Darcy's still Darcy. We seen Darcy go, like, get her eyelashes trimmed and everything. In my opinion, it didn't make much difference, but, it's cool that is kind of making an effort to, like, tone it down a little bit. She didn't need none of that in the first place, but we ain't gonna get into all her plastic surgery and stuff and everything. But anyway, so she gets her eyelashes trimmed, and then, she's preparing, her and Georgie are preparing, packing and preparing to go and everything. And Darcy is just, her boobs are just like out there and everything. And Georgie is pissed. He was like, you need to cover your boobs. You're not going to be walking in the streets of Bulgaria looking like that, and people think you're a prostitute and everything. And she's like, I'm not one and everything. Like, you don't have to be like that. I'm trying. He's like, and Georgia got mad. Like, it makes me mad when you're not trying. I'm tired of having these same conversations and everything. And everything. Darcy's like, I love you, and everything. I love you. And he's like, I'm stressed, and everything. And it's just like, part of me actually feels like, Georgie does sound a little bit sound a little bit aggressive in that moment, but I part of me kind of sees his point with it a little bit. Like, this is his first time since he's been in America that he's finally going back to Bulgaria, and he's finally bringing a wife home and everything, and he knows his country, and Darcy's just, being Darcy and everything. So I kind of understand his frustration. I don't understand his delivery about it, but I do understand his frustration about it and everything, basically. So, they kiss, and then they head to the airport. Now Darcy's crying because she's all nervous and stuff. And, that was basically it. Darcy and Georgie. So yeah, that was Darcy and Georgie. Next couple I want to talk is Kara and Guillermo. I'm still sad about that. I'm gonna keep saying that. It's just sad. Every single episode with them, it's just, in these first 3 weeks, has just been sad with Kara and Guillermo, basically. Because, like, we seen Guillermo take his son to Kara's mom's house, to babysit and everything. Apparently they can't afford a nanny and stuff. And, Kara's mom, she seemed really cool. She reminds me of someone I know, basically. And, Guillermo talked about, how, he talked about, like, how he wants to be a pilot, basically, and everything. And he got to, do some tests and go up in the air. Thought it was pretty cool and everything. And so he told his mother-in-law that, the mother-in-law actually suggested, like, I think, like, you should, like, go into the Air Force. Because if you go to the Air Force, like, they'll pay for your schooling. You'll be able to get a good job and benefits and stuff, and you can follow your dreams and stuff and everything. And Guillermo's like, that's a good idea and everything. Now, the thing is with Guillermo, and I will admit this, is that, like, he has, like, a lot of good ideas, but he has no plan on how to make it work efficiently, basically. And that's what's frustrating Kara with it, basically. So, like, and, Guillermo did tell Kara's mom that, they're sleeping in separate rooms, and the mom was just like, I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was that bad, basically. So later we seen Kara and Guillermo and their son, like, out to another park and everything. And Guillermo tells Kara about the conversation he had with the mom and everything. And he tells Kara about, like, possibly wanting to go into the Air Force. Kara is not on board with it at all. She was just like, so you're just going to leave Nico, their son, basically? Like, he's like, I don't want to, basically, but, this will give me the benefits. This will give us money, might even provide more for everything. And she was like, you're going to be gone for a long time and everything. And I am not moving to wherever you go. We're staying right here, and so is Nico. because Kara said that, like, I got my real estate. She has her real estate license, and she's licensed in the state of Virginia. Her little music career and producers and stuff that she does is also in Virginia and everything and stuff. Guillermo's kind of questioning that part of it too, because like he's like, do you think you're gonna make it with your music career and the sacrifice? Kara believes so, but Guillermo doesn't. You know. Now this situation is just really tricky. Now Kara said that like her dad was in the military and before she was born, and he's traveled basically all around the world, from Korea to Japan, just all over. And she don't want to be the stereotypical military wife that goes wherever her husband goes, basically. So it's a trick. This situation is kind of tricky because like Guillermo really means well with it, and I get what he's trying to do with it, and and if this is his dream, he should go for it. But he has to have like a better plan in effect with it, and Kara needs to be a little bit more supportive. Like they really have to find some kind of compromise here, and there's just no compromise whatsoever. Like every time he comes up with the idea, Kara is just like shutting it down and like not on board with it and getting frustrated and even crying about it, and that's unfortunate because like husband and wives are supposed to lift each other up. They're both of them are trying to think what's best for their son and everything, but like I don't know, like it's with them, it's really tricky right now. I don't like how Kara though is like seems like everything he's trying to crush his dreams basically, and letting her go do her thing and everything. But at the same time, I do admit that he needs to have like better plans in effect before like just jumping into ideas and stuff. But I do think at times Kara is a little bit overreacting with it and stuff. But I don't know. It's really tricky with Kara and Guillermo right now. But again, I keep saying it. It's a sad situation because they're my favorite couple. So I'm sorry, it's sad. But anyway, that was Kara and Guillermo. Next couple I want to talk is the three couple crossover: Jovi, Yara, Elizabeth and Andre, and Lauren and Alexi. So everybody's still like hung over the big fight at Lauren's housewarming party with Andre and Lauren's friend Noga and stuff. We've seen Lauren and Noga like stage like the house and everything. Noga came back to the house and everything. She says she does like regret her behavior a little bit. She says she was out of character and stuff, but she said there was like a trigger with Andre basically that just broke her out of character and stuff and everything. Now, Lauren, on the other hand, she's just like, Noga, you're my best friend. I'm sorry, I didn't defend you more. But, I'm also friends with Elizabeth. I'm not too fond of her husband, but, I'm still friends with Elizabeth, and I really don't want her to move to Moldova. Now, Lauren is, I get it, this is your friend, but Lauren's like way too invested in this, like, not like for Elizabeth to move into Moldova and stuff and everything. So like, it's starting to get a little bit weird and a little bit much, and we'll talk more about that later. So yeah, but we seen after Noga left and everything, they invited the three couples back to Lauren's house because now they're gonna have a girls' night. Lauren, Elizabeth, and Yara are gonna go out in Miami Beach and have a girls' night out. And the boys, Andre, Jovi, and Alexi, are gonna be home babysitting the kids and stuff and everything. So everybody shows up at Lauren's house and everything, and it was just, you could cut the tension with the night, basically. Elizabeth's facial expressions the entire night because she's still like still stunned about what happened. Her friend, she wants to defend her husband, but Lauren is her friend, but Lauren's a little bit crossing some boundaries and stuff and everything. But her facial expressions and awkwardness was just like, and you got Yara there, like, like dressed like a businesswoman, and just like, let's just have fun, basically, and everything. So the girls go out on the night in town and everything. They had like these almost like male dancers, like dance for them and everything. Like all three of them were intrigued and everything. Meanwhile, back at the house, the boys are watching the kids, and Andre and Elizabeth's son, I think his name was Winston, started to bite. It was biting Lord and Alexi's kids and everything. And so one of Lauren's kids, I think it was Shy and everything, starts crying and say, he bit me, and then like Andre had to go pick up his son and everything. And Jovi made a comment and say, last night Andre was here starting problems, and now his kids are acting up here. Man, the apple don't fall far from the tree, don't it? That's mean, but I'm not surprised. But I'm glad at least Andre, like, picked up his son and, and everything, apologized to the other kids about it. At least he did the good father thing in that moment and everything. So, the girls, again, after the male dancers danced in front of them and everything and shook their hand, they went into this little private lounge and everything to talk about the Moldova trip and everything. And, Yara made a good point. She was like, Elizabeth, if you go to Moldova, like, how did you like it every time you went? And Elizabeth said, yeah, but I'm always on vacation, though. I'm never there, like, to see if I could live there. And Yara said, like, she might like it, and plus there's a lot of neighboring European countries up there. You could literally drive to another country and doctor and everything. And of course you got Lauren just to like, I really don't want you to move to Moldova because, Elizabeth and Andre are going to Moldova for a month to, test everything out and everything, see Andre's family and stuff and everything, and to see if they can do it. And Lauren just has like big hope that that she'll come back and say, no, I'm staying here in Florida and everything. Elizabeth is like, I'm glad that Lauren apologized, but she is crossing a lot of boundaries. So when I get back from Moldova, me and Lauren we're gonna have a serious talk. So yeah, I can't wait to see how that talk goes. But like I said, Elizabeth's facial expressions, her awkward facial expressions were just cracking me up. It was just like, I was dying. So yeah, that was the three. I'm not trying to call it a throuple because it's not a throuple, but I just call it the crossover. So yeah, that was them. And the last couple we're gonna talk is Gina and Jasmine. So Gina, as we know, just got back from Vegas, and he was hanging out with that Natalie chick and had the time of his life, basically. We seen Gino meet up with his Uncle Marco and everything, and he told Uncle Marco about his trip to Vegas, and Uncle Marco told, he's been hearing that Jasmine does want you back and everything and wants to work it out and everything. But, I think Gina is just still like, over it. Like, but he emailed Jasmine because he wanted to meet up with her. And meanwhile, we see Jasmine with Matt and everything, and Jasmine's getting this like little home type sauna and everything. She has like her like all the white stuff over her face and everything, and Matt comes in and everything. Jasmine tells Matt that Gina emailed her and wants to meet up. And then she said like, I'm hoping he wants to reconcile and remember, like, if he says that the open marriage is done, like, we have to respect that and everything. And Jasmine has just had all kind of hope that Gina was just gonna like take her back and everything, and boy was she wrong. Now meanwhile, you got Matt saying, like, Like, I just want you to realize that he's not good for you and everything. And then Matt openly admits that he has feelings for Jasmine and wants to be with her. Now, mind you, this also was before the last resort tell-all and everything, and before the pregnancy and before she had the baby and stuff. This is these scenes of happily ever after were filmed 7 months before the last resort tell-all. Again, it was filmed after last resort itself, but it was still before the last resort tell-all. Ridiculous. That's what I don't understand about this whole production thing. So Matt openly admitted that he has feelings for Jasmine. That was one of the rules, that if somebody got feelings for each other and whatever, the open marriage had to stop. So already the rules were broken. Gina is convinced that Jasmine was cheating on him 4 months before he agreed to the open marriage. So we seen Gina and Jasmine meet at this like little park or parking lot or whatever. Gina packed up the rest of Jasmine's clothes in a coffee machine or whatever, and they talked for a little bit. Like, he told Jasmine about the Vegas trip and everything. And Jasmine said, like, and Gina said that he had a good time, that they didn't fight or nothing. And Jasmine was like, how you gonna do that? Like, you're gonna compare 3 days to 3 days to our 5-year relationship? Like, I could go to Vegas and make any man happy in 3 days. Like, come on. And, yes, good point, but, it's the principle of the matter of it is he said that, ever since you arrived in Michigan, we've been fighting. The only time we didn't really fight too much is when you were in Panama, which is true and everything. They had a couple days off and everything, but, like, seriously, that's all they did. Like, it's just fight. And so, apparently, like, when Gina was packing up all the jazz and stuff, I guess he has records of her phone records or whatever, and call logs, and he's seen like a lot of like calls with her and with Jasmine and Matt, like 4 months before the agreement to go to the open marriage and everything. And Gina was just like, you were cheating on me 4 months before I agreed to the open marriage. And Jasmine denies that. She said, yes, I'm calling him because you wouldn't take me to the gym and everything. I needed to call him to say, come get me and stuff and everything. But, but he was like, you're still being at the gym 8 hours a day. If you're not at the gym, you're with Matt. Like, you're breaking the rules. That's why I kicked you out the house to begin with and everything. And Jasmine's going to deny it as well and everything. But, back on the last resort, like to the original point of it, when Jasmine came up with this idea of the open marriage, and she already said she had a guy in mind, like, it's, when Rob made that point about it, it was just like, this ain't about an open marriage. I think low-key she wants to really be with Matt and everything and stuff, because, like, why is she okay, because if it's an open marriage, then start fresh. She already has a guy lined up, so she's just saying that to cover herself. And Gina is like not falling for it every time. He's like, I'm not falling for her manipulation all the time. Like, she told me the whole time when I agreed to the open marriage that her and Matt were just friends and everything, and that she didn't cheat on me or whatever. She probably didn't cheat in that, like, during that time, but I do think there is a lot of emotional cheating. Maybe not like sexual cheating or physical cheating, but I do think there's a lot of emotional cheating during that time and everything. So Gina and Jasmine started arguing about that, and Gina's just like, I want a divorce. And he's like, here, you get your stuff, and everything, and I hate how it came down to this, but it is what it is. And you know what? I don't blame him, and I do not feel bad for Jasmine at all, because she already has a backup plan anyway. So now she talked about she's gonna blame the girl that Gina was with and everything. Now it has nothing to do with the new girl. The new girl don't want no part of this and everything. He just had a good time that he just haven't had in a long time and everything. So I don't know what's wrong with Jasmine. I mean, in modern day, I'm glad she's happy with Matt, and I'm glad her baby's healthy, and that's all I'm happy about. That's all. But I don't feel bad about the situation with her and Gino one bit. So yeah, that was Gina and Jasmine. And that was the end of the couples. We still haven't seen Brandon and Julia, but judging by the previews, they will be on next week's episode. So looking forward to adding Brandon and Julia back into the mix here with everybody else. Yeah, so yeah, that's the end of my review, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Come on, guys, I need 5 more subscribers to hit that century mark. Come on, guys, just 5, and to share this video with a friend or two. Like, come on, we could get there. Where I really want 100 subscribers by the end of the week. But I do thank you guys for your love and support. Again, we are growing. We're growing. More 90 Dayers are starting to watch. More people are watching this channel. 90 Dayers are starting to watch this channel now, and everything. Like we're growing, guys. So come on, but when we hit that century mark, that's like we're gonna be going off. So I will be back on tomorrow or Tuesday to recap 90 Day Hunt for Love. And then throughout the week, I'll do other episodes of 90 Day UK that I still have yet to watch. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Bye, y'all.